What is good with y'all boys YouTube? It's Boogie and welcome back to another video on the channel. Another banger on the channel, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep that ball rolling, bro. We're gonna go ahead and get straight into another reaction video. We got some Five Nights at Freddy's spooky, scary animated short films. We finna react to that. We're trying to get in that spirit of Halloween. Halloween is today, so I'm gonna be turned tonight, and I'm lit right now with these reactions. Let's get it. Let's go, gang. Let's get it, let's go. We got 3 Five Nights at Freddy's animated horror short stories. I'm ready to check it out. Let's get it, let's go, man. The movie was mid, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They just have dropped the movie this past weekend, Halloween weekend. I checked it out, it was alright, you know what I'm saying? The video games they used to play on the iPod, a lot more fun.
One night, I was supposed to meet my friend James at this pizzeria. It was called Freddy Fazbear's, or something like that. I never heard of it before, but he said it was good, so I agreed to go. Plus, I loved arcade games, and James had promised that it had some of the best in town. I got to the pizzeria a little early, so I stood out front and waited for James to get there. But after about 15 minutes, he still hadn't shown up. I texted him to see how long he would be and got no response. I didn't want to just stand around waiting for him. So I decided to head come back for the sequels and all that, but I bought some tokens and went over to the
nonetheless, people still went crazy for it. Like opening weekend, like bro, they got hella bread.
I picked a game that was facing the front so that I could see when James walked in. I wasn't playing for very long when I noticed a really creepy guy across the room. He was extremely tall and slender, and he was wearing a suit, which I thought was strange for a pizzeria. He had to be pretty old because his hair was thin, but whatever hair he had left practically grazed the ceiling. He was so tall. He literally looked like the Slender Man. What was worse, though, is that it looked like the man was staring at me. He had this really creepy smile on his face, and I could swear he was looking right at me. He was standing pretty far away, though, so I thought I might be imagining things. But the longer I stayed at the game, the more it seemed like the guy was watching me, and he never lost that weird smile. I assumed that he must have some kid near me that he was actually watching. So I just moved to another arcade. What y'all think?
Let me know.
When I got there, I checked to see if the guy was still watching.
Work there, do a shift.
Disturbed to find out he was.
At Freddy's Fazbear.
He completely turned around to face.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm doing a shift there, bro.
Still staring at me.
I'm getting paid. I don't care, bro.
But I tried to ignore him and play the game.
I'm gonna be clicking through them cameras, though, for sure, bro.
It was hard not to look a little shaken.
They sure ain't not moving.
What I did, the man continued to stare at me while smiling. I again relocated to another machine, but when I looked up, the man was still staring at me. He had even moved to get a better view. I texted James to hurry the hell up, and then moved to another machine again. I just wanted to get away from the man, but no matter where I went, I kept getting stared at by him. I didn't know if he was an employee, a customer, or someone's dad, but he was creepy as hell. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to complain, but the man was standing so far away from me. It wasn't like he was harassing me or taking pictures or something. I had no choice but to go along with it and get stared at. I wanted to leave, but I didn't want to just abandon James. He was so late, though. I had no idea where he was. I felt extremely uncomfortable and scared as shit. I wanted to take a piss so badly because I was petrified of the man. But I forced myself to hold it in because I was sure the man would have followed me into the bathroom.
He is cheesing kind of hard, though, bro.
Where the hell are you? I played for a bit longer, but I was not enjoying the game whatsoever. I could feel the man's eyes on me. Anytime I turned to look at him, he had the exact same expression, the same creepy
That could be Slender Dad.
I didn't know what he wanted with me. Maybe he was just trying to freak me out, or maybe it was something worse. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I texted James that I was leaving and started walking toward the door. I looked behind me to make sure the man wasn't following me, and he wasn't there. Somehow not seeing him was even creepier than him staring at me. I spun all around trying to find him, but he was gone. I felt somewhat relieved and started to leave again. Then, out of nowhere, the man appeared from behind an arcade machine and charged at me. I tried to run, but he was too quick.
Grabbed him, bro.
He grabbed me by the shoulders and started yelling at me with his face an inch away from mine.
Bro, he could whatever that thing could absolutely maul him, bro.
I broke free from his grasp and ran out of the building. I immediately started sprinting home.
Chat.
I ran as fast as I possibly.
I got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see it, bro.
Hands.
Oh, you see how he covered his mouth?
I was being carried and dragged while the man and suffocated my face. He then tied my hands behind my back and gagged me with something. Then he threw me in the back.
Hold on, chat.
I couldn't believe
He done threw my boy into the back of the van.
Believe what was happening. I started crying and trying to scream for help through my gag, but it was no use. The van pulled away with me inside it. As I tried to sit up, I noticed that there were 4 other people in the truck with me, all of them tied up as well. Then I saw that one of them was James. It finally hit me that we were all being kidnapped. The sight of my friend in there with me made me even more horrified. I started panicking and screaming even louder. The others joined me. All of us hoped that maybe, just maybe, someone would hear us.
This had me interested. What I missed? What the? They crying? Ain't the animatronics supposed to be the scary ones? They doing crying. You see them crying, you know, some, it look like they molded together on some furry shit. What is that, bro? Y'all hear them crying, bro? Okay.
This story was inspired by William Afton, who is also known as the Purple Guy from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
So let's
The
figure out.
storyline is that Afton is a serial killer responsible for the murder of a dozen individuals over the period of about a decade, and just so happens to be the founder of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered.
Afton had allegedly abducted 5 individuals by luring them into a back room dressed in a rabbit costume.
Allegedly.
He would then hide their corpses in the animatronic costumes. Police arrested Afton, but he was let go due to lack of evidence and the bodies never being found. This caused the spirits of the dead to possess the animatronics. However, the dark twist behind this is that it ties to a real-life conspiracy regarding a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant, where 5 individuals allegedly went missing. We've made 2 videos regarding this already, so please be sure to check them out. But at the end of the day, this is all just speculation.
Allegedly. Oh my gosh. POV.
My buddy Ed and I recently got a job at a cleaning company. We would get contracted to clean different restaurants, malls, or whatever businesses hired us. We'd usually end up working every night and sleeping through the day. It wasn't really my idea of a great career, but it paid the bills. One month, we were hired to clean at a place called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It was just a month contract, nothing too abnormal. It was once again a night shift job, so we would go in around closing time and then stay there for most of the night. When we would first get there, some people would still be in the arcade, but they would slowly trickle out as it closed until the place was empty. Ed and I would have
all the skill, man.
Restaurant area and bathrooms. Plus, we'd take out all the trash. The worst part, though, was that we had to clean the animatronics too. They had a bunch of them up on the stage, and we'd have to polish them up.
Y'all remember that movie?
I hated doing it. They honestly really creeped me out. I wasn't really sure why, but I found them scary as hell. I didn't like being around them, especially at night. Their faces seemed to glow in the dim lighting. It was like they were once alive, but now their corpses were on display. Cleaning them was easily my least favorite part of the job. Luckily, Ed didn't seem to mind them, so I would take care of the trash, restaurant area, and arcade, while Ed cleaned the kitchen, bathrooms, and animatronics. He knew I was scared of them, and he'd often make fun of me for it, but I was just happy that I didn't have to deal with them. It was also one of the harder jobs that we'd worked. The whole place was a mess every night. The guests obviously did not care about trashing the place. We would always have to stay really late to get everything done. The longer we worked there, the more I started to notice weird things. I swore that I saw the animatronics move sometimes when I wasn't looking. It was like they were possessed. The Freddy Fazbear animatronic creeped me out the most. There were several times when I noticed it was looking at me, even though I was sure that it had been looking in the other direction a minute ago. ago, and the animatronics were always unplugged immediately after closing. It was all pretty freaky, but nothing ever really happened. That is, until one night, when the course of my life would be changed forever. I am so ready for this contract to end. That's cause you're such a puss with those animatronics. No, I'm not. Yeah, right. You act like they're gonna come alive and attack us. I don't think that. They just freak me out, okay? They're creepy as shit. Whatever, man. Don't you have some work to do? Sure I do, you prick. I was just leaving. You were just wasting time is what you were doing. I don't want to be here all night, so hurry up, garbage boy. All right, I'm going.
What's he finna see, chat? Got something to pop out food. Daniel.
I hate this job. It always smells like my ex when she opens her legs.
He said,
what the hell?
Talk about his ex right
there. Ed, what's going on?
Damn, shit was big.
Ed?
Backwards.
Oh my god! Ed, where are you? Oh my god! What the hell is happening?
I don't know, but it's a murder scene wherever you at. It's gonna be next. Look like he is hyperventilating like crazy. Man, just scared.
Ed?
What you gonna see?
Leave me alone or I'm calling the cops! Somebody help me! Help! I have to get out of here!
Yeah, why you still sitting there, bro? Is that the only way to get out?
I could do this.
Oh, you look down. Would you like a hug?
Shopify has everything you need to grow your retail business, like fast and secure checkout, reliable card readers, and one place.
Bro,
this story was submitted by a viewer. I could do this.
Just sitting there posting.
Oh, you look down. Would you like a hug?
This story was submitted by a viewer who claims he used to work as a janitor for a Chuck E. Cheese establishment back in the early 2000s, when animatronics were still a thing in the franchise. The viewer claims that every time he would work at this particular Chuck E. Cheese, he would see the animatronics move on their own during several different occasions, despite being plugged out. The viewer claims that seeing the Five Nights at Freddy's series triggers him as the whole storyline of the animatronics seemingly coming to life strikes a nerve. The viewer also claims that since then, the restaurant was always known for constantly hiring new employees due to the high surge of employees quitting cause of undisclosed reasons. The viewer ends off by saying he truly believes the restaurant was haunted and that something more than just serving customers was definitely going on.
This presentation may contain language and scenes which may be objectionable to certain individuals. Viewer discretion is advised.
Chat, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. I don't know which Five Nights at Freddy's this is, bro. I think this one. Is it the first one or like the third one? It's one of the two. I don't know, but like, bro, when I tell you I used to play this one all the time, bro. I'd be at the bed, and then you got the closet, and you got the one door right there, and the other door right there, and you got to run and check on all of them, bro. That used to give me the heebie-jeebies, bro. I'm talking about max heebie-jeebies, bro. So creepy. I used to play it on my iPod. I'd be so young, bro. This stuff used to scare me. Probably my favorite one, like playing it. Well, I'm just gonna say favorite because it's the one I played the most. And I just can remember vividly playing and being scared. Hold on, that sound like a beat though. Hold on, I know y'all heard that. Started clicking fast. I swear black folks can hear make music out of anything, or can hear music out of anything. I was not expecting that, bro. The real life.
This happened in 2015. I used to take my son to Chuck E. Cheese a lot. The whole place was basically a replica of Freddy Fazbear's from that Five Nights at Freddy's game he loved so much. The place was his favorite arcade and pizza.
They said this is 2015.
Personally, I think the animatronics and mascots were always creepy as hell. I always felt uneasy every time I brought him there. One night, I took my son into the restaurant and found a booth for us. Once he knew where I would be, I let him run off into the arcade. Then I waited for a waiter to come take my order. But a few minutes before they arrived, I found myself staring at the Chuck E. Cheese mascot standing near the stage. For some reason, it was staring back at me from across the building, ignoring all the kids that were running around it trying to get attention. Eventually, a waiter came up to me and asked for my order. I tried to speak the words. 1 large cheese pizza and 2 medium Cokes, please. But there was something wrong with my head. I couldn't stop staring and thinking about that mascot. Who was that guy behind the mask? Can he be trusted around children? It just didn't seem right. It was like the mascot was playing tricks on me. I wanted to pull my eyes away, but then it took a step, and then another. It seemed like it was walking straight towards me. My heart almost jumped out of my chest. I finally finished my order with the waiter. I talked to them for probably 15 seconds before they left. But when I looked back at the mascot, it was gone. I looked all around the restaurant and arcade, but there was no sign of him. I did my best to shrug it off, despite the fact that my heart was
clutching his chest.
I looked down at my phone so I wouldn't get caught in another staring contest with that nightmare fuel of a children's mascot. A little while later,
fuel.
I sipped on some soda and ate a slice of pizza, but I wasn't feeling very hungry after what happened. Strangely, several minutes passed and I didn't see my son a single time. Usually, he'd run back around the table every few minutes to see if the pizza was out, and then once he had a full stomach, he would disappear. However, I realized I hadn't seen him a single time since he went to the arcade. I was about to get up and go look for him, when out of nowhere, I heard the most horrific, blood-curdling scream. When I heard it, I began to panic. It was the worst possible sound. It was my son.
Oh, your son.
My son screaming in terror. I could tell the sound was coming from the bathroom. That's when I immediately bolted in that direction.
Oh, we get his
son
booty
was
took.
Still screaming when I got there. I tried to barge.
Bust that John down. You too little, bro.
I pounded my fist on the door and started shouting at the top of my lungs. I screamed, "Help! Somebody! Open the door! I'm calling the cops!"
Buffy just created all these scenarios in his
turned to look at
his head, and there's nothing really going on.
Surrounding me, confused as to what was going on. I resorted to beating the door down, but at the last second, before I caused any real
Why
damage,
nobody got the key?
the door suddenly opened, and I could see my son run out crying. But in an instant later, my blood began to boil. I saw the mascot follow suit behind him, casually stepping out of the washroom. I started acting erratic and charged him, but was eventually held back by several Chuck E. Cheese employees. The mascot then took off his helmet, revealing his face, then started spewing a bunch of excuses, trying to justify why he was locked in the washroom with my son. In the heat of the moment, I couldn't quite comprehend what he was saying, but it was something along the lines of just trying to use the washroom and that he didn't know why the door was locked. He attributed my son screaming to him being scared of the costume. I wanted to tear him to shreds and call him out on all of it, but for some stupid reason, the manager came out and shut everything down. He told me to get out immediately or he was going to call the cops. He wouldn't hear anything I had to say. He thought I was the bad guy in this whole situation. Then, he banned me from the location and threatened to ban me from all of them if I didn't leave. I knew my son wouldn't be able to handle not going to Chuck E. Cheese ever again, niggas, bro. So I reluctantly left. On the car ride home, I asked my son what happened, but all he said was that he thought it was Freddy Fazbear. I could tell he was lying, but no matter how much I pressed him, he didn't change his story. I'm sure he was worried that I wouldn't let him go to Chuck E. Cheese anymore if he told me what happened. I eventually dropped it, and afterwards we only went to the Chuck E. Cheese on the other end of town. A few years later, the whole ordeal was in the past. But one night, I saw a nightmare come true on the news. The picture of the same man behind the mascot was plastered on the screen, and the reporter said he was arrested for being a predator. Now there's really no mystery what happened in that bathroom.
Of course not.
But I hope
I'm sure you knew that.
Thankfully, my son dropped his obsession with Five Nights at Freddy's, but I certainly won't be going anywhere near a Chuck E. Cheese ever again. The story was inspired by the crying kid from the FNAF series. The storyline where the crying kid gets tormented to go to Freddy Fazbear's and ends up getting attacked.
Yo, how many storylines?
But unfortunately, this was actually based on a true event.
I'm not like a crazy finance of Freddy.
A man named Zachary was arrested after police say he conducted explicit activity with someone under investigation. Chuck E. Cheese has since released a statement on how they were shocked by the murder and want to ensure parents and caregivers that they will take more drastic measures to provide a more safe experience for guests going forward.
Oh no, that's a damn show. I like that, bro. That was pretty cool. Low key better than the actual film they dropped. Blumhouse and what's it called? What's the other animation studio? Anyways, that's the video for today. That's FNAF, you know what I'm saying? Animated horror short films that we just reacted to. Hey, that was pretty entertaining to me, bro. I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty good storylines that they had. Built to real creepy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Make you think twice about stepping outside your house at night. Looking at, but for real though, hey, I enjoyed reacting to them. Reacting to those animation videos, Finance of Freddy's. I guess you could say it's the perfect combination to them from the movie that they just dropped. So you know what I'm saying? I forget what's his channel name? Horror Shorts Party. I don't know if y'all heard of that, but if y'all haven't, go check them out, man. Those are the guys who just did those animations that we just reacted to. But all in all, it was pretty lit, pretty fun, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all tuning in, react to these videos with me. And I'll catch you on the next reaction video. And happy Halloween. Peace.